I'm Aaron Shaughnessy, here with Lieutenant Paul Vance of the Connecticut State Police.
Pleasure to be with you today, Aaron.
We are seeing through the local media a dramatic increase in the number of fatalities due to heroin usage. Do you attribute this to an increase in addiction or media attention to the subject?
It's really a combination of both. Certainly, we're seeing an increase in the amount of heroin that's being consumed right here in the state of Connecticut, but also couple that with the fact with the instantaneous social media available and gets that information out to the public. So certainly, it's both issues. But a major part of it is we're seeing an increase in the use of heroin in the state of Connecticut.
In general terms, is this a statewide problem or is it specific to our area?
Extremely important question, and it should be understood. This is an issue that affects the entire state of Connecticut, north, south, east, west. It's not just in the inner cities. It reaches out into suburban Connecticut, little quiet bedroom towns. We have seen heroin use, heroin production. We've seen overdose deaths in many different venues all across the state of Connecticut.
As a high school student, I've heard stories of high school age teens using heroin. Is this a growing trend in our age group across the state?
It's important to note that there was a study recently conducted that showed that heroin was being experimented with by young people as young as ninth grade. 9th, 10th, 11th graders had in fact tried heroin. It's ingested in many different ways, and certainly the recreational type of use of heroin has escalated here in our state.
What advice would you have for communities to deal with this increased level of exposure?
Talk about it. This is something that needs to be discussed. It needs to start right in the home. Parents need to talk to the young people, talk to them about the issues associated with the use of any opiate, heroin in particular. It's addictive. It leads to other drugs. Certainly it's available, but what many people don't think about is the consequences of using heroin, both medically, ingesting it into your body. We have seen many overdoses due to heroin that was cut with inappropriate items, or due to heroin that was extremely pure and the individual's body couldn't take it, and it killed them. They died as a result of that. But there's also the secondary thing, that's the consequences of one's actions. You know, someone aspires a professional career, a career that requires a license, a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse. It's important to know when you fill those applications out, there's a line on there, have you ever been arrested for a felony? And if you're arrested for narcotics violations here in our state, many of the narcotics violations are felonies. They stay on your record forever. They can prevent you from eventually aspiring to a career that you would hope for. So there are many different facets, and there's no one individual, there's no one agency, there's no one police department that can solve the problem. This is a team effort. This is an educational process that needs to start in the home, and all the rest of us ancillarily will certainly try to eradicate the problem.
Thank you so much for your time.